Okay.
It won't be as effective as having you behind the wheel directly, but it's better than missing the session entirely.
Je kunt dus blijkbaar dinges. Oké. Je kunt dus blijkbaar.
Winning rivalries is a great way to earn respect from your team and around the paddock, which will help make it easier to negotiate favorable contracts. Your first rival is always your teammate, but you can choose who to declare as your second.
Marijnse. Ja, er is iemand in de stream. Yo. Oké, Bahrein is... Dat was circuit nog wel. Niet de meest spectaculairste circuits, maar... Ja. We gaan Bahrein doen. Wat is nou Bahrein? Ik heb geen idee. Bahrein is denk ik Spanje in deze game. Hier ja, nee China. China doen Azerbeidzjan, Spanje, Monaco, Canada, Frankrijk, Australië, Groot-Brittannië, Duitsland. Dat gaan we helemaal doen. Hongarije, België, Italië, Singapore, Rusland, Japan, Mexico, Amerika, Brazilië en Abu Dhabi. Dit was een leuk seizoen hoor. Veel, holy shit. Jongens. You hide out there. Oké, had ik niet verwacht. Oké. Kwalificatie jongens. Let's do this.
Hello, my friends, and well.
Okay. Please wait. Ja, we moeten altijd wachten. Hè. Echt. Gouden masters. Fix your game. It's stupid. Echt, Oké, let's do this. Kom aan hè. We gaan. Ja, kwalificatie. Wacht een momentje. Oké. Warmen. Pannen een beetje opwarmen. Oh ja, ik heb wel warning gekregen. Oké, let's do this. Ik ben absoluut niet uitgegaan. Oké, gelukkig. Oké, dat was raar. Ik ben... Oké. Hallo, Wilkenberg. Dan heb ik jou hier gezien. Leuk je ontmoeten. Kan je alsjeblieft niet in de weg gaan? Je zit op een fastlap. Mooi, mooi. Mooi exit. DRS. In. Wat een lap. Wat een lap. Lap of the dreams. Oh, wat een lap. De beste lap in deze game. Allee, voor mij. Ik heb deze game nog maar net. Dus, Een tweede is, oké. Ja, dus. Ja, maar die toppen ze, die... Oké. 20ste tot en met de 16e zijn uitgeschakeld. Dus Gasly mag niet 16e of lager zijn. Momenteel 5e. Oké, ik denk 5e. Ja, 5e. Oei, Gasly. Ja, Gasly is door. George, Robert, Nico Hülkenberg, Antonio Giovinazzi en Lance Stroll zijn uitgeschakeld. Waar de frik is Romain Grosjean? Oh, hier. Oh, ik zag hem even. Kwalificatie 2. Q2. Come on. Okay, let's do this. Oké, we zijn klaar voor de lap, jongens. Ik ben vergeten om Corders niet als racing line te doen, maar boeien. Je vergeet de DRS, want heb je een groot probleempje. Een beetje wet gegaan. Zie je heel goed, hè? En 32 3, oké. En 32, en 32, 2. Ah, 1 tiende van een seconde van de Charles. Nee, 900ste van een seconde van Charles. Oké, P2 at the moment. P3. Pierre Gasly. 15, ja, dat is natuurlijk niet goed. Derdes! Yo, derdes gewoon. Wat de hel? Gewoon fucking derdes. Het gewoon goed dat dat is. Yo, gewoon derdes. Let's go. Oké. Kun je er weer. Zo, we zitten nu uit alle toppers tegen elkaar. Come on. Okay, come on, let's do this. Kom aan. Nou, een beetje... Oké, is goed. Goeie lap. Ça va? Ja. Goeie lap. Nog wel.
Welcome to this video where today I'm going to tell you the story.
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 32.6.
Honestly,
Oké, Daniel Ricciardo zit een lap. Oké, P9 only. Oké, maar ik is scooter, oké.
so this happened in season 2.
With qualifying finished, it's time to
P7,
remind
let's
ourselves
go,
of our top
baby.
three.
Yes.
And Lewis Hamilton, with qualifying complete,
Kom aan.
all that remains.
P7, dat is goed. Dat is lekker.
A lot with race pace, so didn't really have any expectations. I had a poor qualifying session, leaving me running up on the grid as expectedly happened. And as the lights go out for the Mexican Grand Prix, I initially have a pretty good start, immediately going side by side with Lance Stroll. But following this, I don't really make any progress in terms of positions. I'm just sort of going side by side, looking to see what I can do. But then all of a sudden, there's an absolutely massive crash on the main straight before we've even got to turn 1. Hamilton's out, Ticktum's out, and so is Lance Stroll, he's also out. And then for some reason, I just overtake Fernando Alonso under the safety car, but the game's just completely fine with it. I don't know what's going on there. And Alonso seems to be going slowly as well behind me. Honestly, I've got no idea what's going on. And Alonso is out of the session as well. But let's quickly go back to what happened before turn 1. And it wasn't until after this race when I actually figured out what had happened. Because I just assumed before that one of the AI had somehow lost it on the main straight.
Well done.
causing
Very solid
big pile
result.
of
You're looking good for
But
the
this
race.
actually wasn't the case.
I'm looking
Look
good for
closely
this.
here, you can see is actually my friend Thomas 100 who appeared to spin into the wall, causing the pile up. But the weird thing is that he's still in the race and he's in P1. In fact, here is his perspective at the start of the race. And as you can see, he in fact did not hit the wall or crash in any way. Rather, he actually just had a
The curtain
really good
rises
start. and
once
just
more then on the desert. It's time to take a look at our start.
Weet je nou? Als je dat maar aan 92% woestijn is, nee, heb je vandaag ook weer iets geleerd, hè? Oké, ik heb echt alleen maar slecht gestart, hè? Kijk dit. Oh. Oké, dat was een beetje...
Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
Dat is een beetje goed wel. Sisbeck.
That's a strong start. Well done. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm
What happened?
Trying to overtake it. I have no idea what's going on here. These AI is amazing. It's a little different. And I don't know what's happening. And it looks like never so until all of a sudden the snap goes through. That's just hits it. Out of the screen at the time. And it's Yuki Snow. That was just
Hey, push me on the track. You saw that. Look at the replay. Look at the replay. Look. So go side by side. Look what he does. Like this. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
I'm losing pace. Here, what's happening? Side 3 right. I'm losing pace. What's happening? What's happening?
Okay, you're in the top 10. We're leading our teammate by 11.7 seconds. This is your final lap of the race.
I want to see the gap. Do you saw Leclerc and Albon? That's a close one, buddy.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in park for mate.
Absolute launch, spinning into the air with one of the craziest spins I've ever seen. I don't know how that has happened. And Lando Norris is unsurprisingly out of the race. But looking at
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes. And after this round of the World Championship,
Okay.
here's how things look in the drivers' table.
Oh, onze kijkers. 8 punten. Yes.
Our new drivers' championship
Oh,
leader
my
after
dear.
today's results. Now, let's discuss, Hans. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
For me, it's
7,
Kimi Raikkonen,
7.
someone who definitely doesn't get enough attention for how well he performs out on the track.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes
a mechanical failure, which is the first normal retirement of this race. P6 on lap 11, when all of a sudden Sergio Perez is out of his home Grand Prix due to a mechanical failure, which is the first normal retirement of this race. And then just a few moments later, Nikita Mazepin is also out of the race as well. And as you can see here, it was actually due to terminal damage, so he must have crashed under the safety car. And oh my god, I so wish I had a full replay of the race. It's like actually gone.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
And then just a lap later, Latifi is also out of the race. This time it was actually a mechanical failure. I have no idea what's going on, but this is just absolutely crazy. And as the safety car begins to come back in on lap 13, I was sat in P4, however I was very scared after what happened to Lando Norris earlier, so I left a massive gap to Bottas ahead of me, and thank God I did that, because once again the safety car spawns back in, and this time launches Valtteri Bottas so high up into the air. His car is absolutely destroyed, tyres and debris absolutely everywhere. But literally 11 seconds later, the hazard is cleared and the race continues as if nothing happens. Unfortunately, I don't have the onboard of Bottas in his crash, which makes me so sad, because I would have loved to see that. But I can still safely say that is the biggest crash I've ever seen in an F1 game. Moving on to lap 19, I was sat
Great
in
work.
P3,
That's exactly the
trying to
kind of
hold
result
on
I'm
into
looking
his
for.
car to run
Keep it up.
Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, whilst it was my teammate Pierre Gasly and Ricardo fighting for them. And just as it's in turn 12, I look behind me, and as you can see, Verstappen has just completely lost control of his car, all on his own, and he hits them. He's not out of the session, but there's another safety car, presumably to clear up the debris from his car. And after pitting again under the safety car, I'm in P5, just ahead of Schumacher in the Haas and Russell in the Williams. These two being in such high scoring points positions really shows you how crazy this race has been. And once again, as the safety car comes in, I'm very, very fearful. By this point, it's pretty clear that one of us is going to get taken out by Burnt Mindlander. It's just a question of who. I decided to stay to the right of the track in the hope of avoiding the safety car, and it seems to work. He's just ahead of me. Tsunoda gets absolutely swiped out by the safety car.
Oh, that's the day he's done it again.
Burnt Mindlander.
This is just unbelievable. Maybe that was karma pointed earlier on in the race, and once again, the incident is already cleared. And I'm honestly lost of words at this point. Following the last safety car, there was Gasly and Ricciardo still fighting for P1, but I was just about able to keep up with them and stay in Ricciardo's DRS.
Hey Dad, check it out. I've been learning with Simple Guitar and I already know how to play 3 chords. Please, what can you do with 3 chords? You know there's like a ton of country songs you can play knowing only 3 chords, right?
Give me a bit of that.
Oh, give me that soul.
Yeah, I haven't touched it.
We can do the structure.
That's it. Screwed then, aren't I? The cars. No, I'm saying what the guy said in the chat.
Why are you sure to be 18 now? I'm sorry, he's one.
Vakantie. Veelt. Nog eens. Is er veelt alles tegenwoordig. Jezus. Vakantie. Ik ben niet zo goed in Spanje dus zo.
Not 10 car lengths. That's a penalty.
I don't know.
Welcome to Shanghai, China.
Oh my!
Did you break your wing?
No, they're just not moving.
Paars. Oké. Ik ben echt snel in China. Jezus Christus. Mijn god.
Oh, he's... How was I into it? Why didn't you have gone into me? Oh no, race. I definitely do. He's just fully gone in for me. Yeah, I got a bit of damage. Right. Deserved. What do you mean deserved? Do you see what he did? He just didn't leave my... Oh, right, yeah.
Nice P7 boys. Ah, Pierre Gasly is uitgeschakeld. Hey.
Yeah, no, you're getting blown off. Give me a bit of that.
I'll give you that salty slipstream, daddy.
Hang on. Go around the outside, Stroll. I will block the inside.
Oké, ik ga nu even met een vriend in de party, dus ik ga tegen mijn vriend praten. Jo. Ja. Ik zit nu momenteel in China. Race 3 denk ik, in Bahrein. Ben ik P7 gestart en P6 geëindigd. Dat is allemaal gebeurd. Ja. Ja. Nu zit ik in China. Kwalificatie Q2. Ik zit te streamen trouwens. Ja. Ja. Ja, echt hè. Maar die weet je waarom dat hij dood is, dat hij is gestorven. Want die in Korea is vol tegen hem aangereden hè, nog goed. Radion. Die noemt ze Korea. Dat is die persoon die tegen Antoine zijn auto rijdt. Ja, daar was hij gestorven. Ja. Maar ik denk omdat hij chassis, die was niet... Als hij in een Formule 1 auto was, zou die overleefd hebben. Als dat een Formule 1 auto was, hè. Die auto van Antoine, zou die dat overleefd hebben. Antoine heeft Antoine een broer? Echt? Wie? Gasly? Bianchi. Jules Bianchi. Nee. Oh. Ja. Maar Gasly en hij waren hun beste vrienden. Ja, kan. Ja. Ja. Maar Gasly, 2019 zo met season, was dat echt het slechtste moment in zijn leven. Want hij ging naar naar Toro rosso en dan die crash van Antoine. Ik heb een trofee gekregen. Dus, nice. We zijn nu 8e. Waarom niet dat ik uitgeschakeld word? Ik ga geen andere lap zetten. Nee. 10 dus. En ik ga geen tijd zetten in Q3. Weet je wat, ik ga wel een tijd zetten in Q3. Waarom niet? Echt. Oei. Ja, maar die crash met Hulkenberg was echt spectaculair. Hulkenberg. Wat? In breaking point of wat? Ja. Waarschijnlijk om te zien hoe erg die crash was. Mhm. Ja. Ik wil mijn eerste pol krijgen in mijn carrière. Zou nice zijn. Kijk, ik heb vast een slip, maar ik ben een... Ja. Yes. Maar ook eigenlijk komt na Silverstone, dus dat vind ik wel nice. Ja. Nee, dan Hongarije en dan Spa. Ja. Ik ben tweede momenteel. Ah, vierde denk ik. Vierde, let's go. Ja, ik ben vierde, schijnig in Q3.
Come on!
Ja, fourth place, yes.
Try! Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, the front
Echt?
thing is murder.
Nice. Oh, inhoud hem. Oh.
Oh, turn. Who's dead?
Norris.
Norley.
How is struggling taking that flat?
Ja. 2009.
That looked like a big struggle.
It's gonna look at the other screen.
Ja.
Yes! So cool.
Waar?
Bit VRS there, man.
Echt.
I can't put you in a box.
Echt. Echt, ja, dat is wel erg. Maar ik ben kei hyped. Ik ben echt kei hyped voor Spa deze seizoen.
My god!
Echt.
These guys. Oh no.
Pierre Gasly.
I'm not turning.
Love you.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Let's get the biggest line out. Alonso, fuck off! Oh my god!
China. Ja, ja. Ja. 50. And the slides out and away we go. Well, then with a not so great start. He's lost the position to Max Verstappen. Woo! Met P3 at the moment. Ja. Vandaag is het sprintrace om 4:30 denk ik. 6:30. Maar ik weet niet. Maar 1 uur is de match. Zullen we dan voor 4 uur thuis zijn? Want om 4:30 is de sprintrace. Want ik heb wel kwalificatie gemist. Want ja. Vet doen. Ja. In de molen. In Formule 2. Dat is 13 als ik het goed heb. 50% is 26. Wedden? Nee. Oh, Max Verstappen is off the track. He touched with this and now he's in last place. Nice. Ja. Om 1 uur begint de match, normaal. Ja. Waarom is iedereen zo fast? Sorry, Seb. Nice. Yes. Why is everybody overtaking me? Yes, it's true, but I think the car is just bullshit. Hülkenberg. Yeah. Nice. Yes, yes. I'm sure about it. Yo, I think Kimi is P6. I think Kimi is P6. Information lab. Maar. Ja, echt. Ja. Close. Yeah, close. Yeah. PLA, holy shit. Nice. Ja. 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 Okay, just focus on the race. Tires are good, so just focus on the race. Ja. De boring race aan mij. Nice. Ja. Oh, and the Toro also gone wide in the hairpin. Dit is de final lap of the race. You are now in P3, hold position. You get our first, no, it's not our first, we get our first podium of the season. Voor. Vettel. Oh, he's 1.8 seconds behind, so no worries. Oh, and he's got really wide to Toro also. Oh, and he locks up. That's a big lock up. And now Sebastian Vettel is right behind. Sebastian Vettel is right behind with DRS. He's gonna get DRS. Oh, and he pushed Vettel wide. En Vettel... Nee, ik ga Vettel niet laten crashen. Sebastian Vettel has overtaken Phillips. And Phillips has overtaken Sebastian Vettel again. Oh, and he crashed. They've collided. No. I'm gonna use the magic button, you know. They're side by side. Vettel has gone by the Toro Rosso. And Phillips has passed Vettel again. What a race for Phillips. And Toro also has a podium. Woohoo! Let's go! Woohoo! Let's go, baby. What did we just do? What did we just do? He got a fucking podium.
Did you not stop either?
Yo, that's a sussy baka. That's a sussy baka. That's a sussy baka, Shando. Snerig. Snerig.
Mate, the tyres are like so like out of sync. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like my front left's on 9, the rear right's on 16.
1-2 for Mercedes. That's really normal.
Most unbalanced car I've ever found. Should we do a little lift?
No, Pierre Gasly P12, it's highest position. And it's P3, let's go. It's Sui. And now P5 in the championship, P4 in the constructors. Gasly with 0 points. Boa. Give me P7.
Alright, who's better?
What do you mean? We're only 4 laps in.
I don't mind staying there. No.
He wins in Monza. Ooh. Ooh. Time attack of overtake challenge. I'm gonna do the overtake yeah. Yeah.
Turn.
In America, in Austin.
Unbelievable stability, but other than that.
Using a bit of BRS, pressure, maybe?
En dan ben ik echt benieuwd voor de Miami Grand Prix, hè. Dat is naar Imola. Dat is een splinternieuwe trek. Beat Gasly score of 10, okay. What is this car? Is this a McLaren? Is this Senna? Is this... This is an old car, I can say. Yo, wat de hel zijn deze auto's? Wat? Oh ja. Oh, die is de auto hier. Come on. In. Nice. Ah. Ja, kan. Nice. Nice. I think so, yes.
Okay, you need to give that position back. That was an illegal overtake.
Boom. Nice. Na Azerbeidzjan moet ik... Nee, ik ga nog Azerbeidzjan en Spanje doen en dan moet ik stoppen. Dan is het match. Is dat erg? Oké. We zijn eigenlijk al bezig met de stream. We need to look. We need to look. Dat staat er. Oké, een uur al. Oké.
No, you're not getting out, you silly. No, that's filthy. Hey, this is gonna work, man. What's your title? That's not great. Go on, take that line again. It's a bit risky. Take it. Mate, I've got no front end!
Oh my god, my rear is unstable.
I've literally got the definition of a no front end. Oh.
Weet je wat op mijn hoesje staat?
I wish you could see me.
Nou, weet je wat op mijn hoesje staat? Want ik heb een nieuw hoesje.
Oh no.
Antonio Baer die naar boven wijst in Spa 2019 met zijn auto.
Max, hurry up. Even mooier.
Als je het zelf ziet is het echt nice.
I'll check. I know you're all out. Oh, I'm gonna teach you. Nice boss. No. Not my screen. How are you even getting a penalty away?
Cassie.
One of them, I cut half the track to keep up with it. To get what? You know, going into the castle. Yeah. Yeah, the one before. Yeah. Like fully cut it to keep up with you, and I lost time still.
Oui.
Come on, Max. Go on, son.
Azerbaijan.
No.
Let's do this.
No! Go on then. Oh, you're Mexican. Oh, that's brilliant. That is fantastic. Great news.
Nou, het regent een beetje in Azerbaijan, oh mijn god. Er zijn keiveel druppels op mijn scherm. Hier is nog steeds enabled, dus ik zei ondertussen weather report. Godverdomme. Weather report. Godverdomme. Weather report. Oei.
So I'm losing power. I got no ERS. I got more wing damage. This is why I just don't drive when I'm not concentrating. I drove into the wall on the straight. I was just saying, I got peaky blinders on the right of me. I came out of this as well, it's been 1 corner later. Okay, in a second. Race now, you win. I don't know, you're going to be paying at least 4 seconds a lap in the wet. I'll be
Hallo? Oké. Van die fucking braking zone, van die fucking voor I'm stupid is echt helemaal verkeerd. Dat is toch veel te laat. Allee, kijk. Perfect, perfect. Een fucking kuttrek.
Oh, lovely. Significant power loss. It's getting even better. You're gonna be losing like 5 seconds. It's only on fire. Just this level. Yeah, I've got significant power loss, it says. That's 5 seconds. Do I go for another? I'll go for another, see if you catch me. Yeah, I've seen.
kom op! Wat is voor fucking kuttrek, jongen. Kijk, ik rem vroeger. Godverdomme kuttrek.
I've got the gut to Ricardo to pit as well.
Okay, disgusting.
I've just lost 2 seconds, you dick. I've got the gut to Ricardo to pit as well.
Wait, no, you don't.
What is it? That's a quick pit lane, no? What's the pit lane?
It's like
I thought it was 18. What is it? Is it 50 or 87? Or whatever it is. Or is it 80 or 50? I swear it's 80. Okay, I know he's 17 behind, I could be screwed.
Are you changing your wing?
Yeah.
So you're never gonna come out out?
No.
Wow, sommigen gaan echt op intermediates. Als Hamilton gaat echt op intermediates. De meesten gaan echt op intermediates. Yo, Verstappen is 18. Yo, die kan de eerste gekke kwalificatie uit zijn. What's it gonna be? Oh, yo. Lance is derde. Kane. Ik vijfde. Pierre zevende. No way. Oké. Lando is uitgeschakeld. K-Mac is uitgeschakeld. Gio, Russell en Kubica is uitgeschakeld. We stappen. Oeh, mijn god. Sommigen zijn te laat naar buiten en moesten naar de intermediates. Wij waren net op tijd naar buiten. Om nog naar de soft te gaan.
Oh my god. Sainz is pulling away. Oh no. Yes. Gaining.
Take him out, Carlos. Take him out.
I've only just got past them. I started the straight 4 tenths behind them. I've only just got past them.
If a safety car comes out, then like that will be something.
Zeg niet dat het regen is, please. Ah ja, het is regen. Het is regen, tuurlijk.
Oh my god, it's hard as well. Here's for the nose, Jeff.
What for Interval that thing?
Screw it. I'm gonna try it.
Ja, echt, ja.
Oh my god, here we go.
I'm gonna have to box as well. Oh my god!
No, slow.
I've already lost 10 seconds on this lap.
Going straight on. Stay out, see if I can catch up. No, for the content, you gotta stay out.
Mate, no! I was joking. I told you to pit. I just stop putting so much grip on medium.
Everyone in your chat's telling you to stay up.
I am stupid. I am stupid. I switched off everything.
Okay, I'm boxing.
No.
Oh, Perez is boxing. Is that... How have you fraud? Done damage, you know.
No way. I made the gold strategy call.
How far are you behind now, Jake?
That's fine.
Like, over 50 points?
What was it? I was on 64. You're on 104. I think. So basically I've had wing damage from that one. I got told my engine was blowing up halfway through the race. No ERS, and I've got P3 with a penalty. Thoughts?
No way you have like 20 laps issues with your engine and life blows off without any way. Disgusting.
That's in the gap.
Oh, mate, look at the Dutch on top.
Oh, it's 1-2 now. Get shit on.
I'm gonna pull it back.
Only the very best drivers in the world make it to Formula One. But even these elite racers are not above making the odd, silly mistake when at the wheel. 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher proved that even the best of the best can make mistakes sometimes when he was involved in a crash at the 2005 Chinese Grand Prix before the race had even begun. Some half an hour before lights out, Schumacher was driving his Ferrari around to his grid slot at a leisurely pace, apparently unaware that rookie Christian Albers was approaching at speed. Schumacher pulled left, right into the path of the Minardi.
I am damaged the car. Do I need to come back to the pits for T-car?
Luckily, neither of them were hurt, and the accident happened in time for both drivers to swap into their spare cars before the race started. But it proved that even the greatest champions aren't infallible. Pedro de la Rosa was a fine driver for Arrows, Jaguar, Sauber and McLaren. As both a race and test driver, the Spaniard had completed thousands of miles behind the wheel of a Formula One car, which makes his lapse in concentration at the 2012 European Grand Prix all the more surprising. In second practice, he was approaching turn 14 on the Valencia track, when, distracted by his radio, he understeered off the track at the right-hander and ploughed straight into the barrier.
Okay, Pedro, the next car to you is Rosberg, who's just exit of the last corner now.
Okay, one stop, and then again.
Okay, mate.
I fast crash. Sorry, guys. Stop.
Okay, are you okay?
Yeah, okay. Oh, what a mistake. I will never forget this mistake. It's my first ever proper mistake, lack of concentration. There's no excuses whatsoever.
He may have been a little red-faced when he returned to the garage to face his HRT mechanics, but he didn't let it slow him down, beating his teammate Narain Karthikeyan both in qualifying and the race. Ivan Capelli's Grand Prix career began in 1985 and saw him compete in 98 races for 6 teams, scoring 3 podiums along the way. While those 3 champagne moments may be red-letter days in the Capelli household, it's unlikely he will ever forget what happened to him at the 1992 Monaco Grand Prix. The Italian had secured a dream drive with Ferrari for that year, but it soon turned into a nightmare as he struggled with the temperamental car. But while running 5th in Monte Carlo, he seemed to be getting to grips with it. That was until he reached Raskas. Upon braking, Capelli lost the rear, the car going into a spin within the narrow walls. Somehow, his Ferrari ended up wedged into a barrier in mid-air at a 45-degree angle, looking back the way it had come.
From the onboard camera, Capelli somehow, and he got it crossed up here, he's hit that, no, missed that one. And an accident in slow motion for you. It's parked quite neatly up there.
6 more DNFs followed in the next 8 Grand Prix, and with 2 races to go, Capelli was sacked. But at least he could say he'd gone up in the world that day in Monaco.
Tiende, gas is naar Q3. Nou ben ik ben 15e. Ah, godver. Oké, ik ben echt slecht in de regen in Azerbeidzjan. Oké, ik ben echt slecht. Wacht, Q3, let's go.
And on race day, Coulthard led the field away for the formation lap. But that's when disaster struck. 3/4 of the way around the track, as Coulthard hit the throttle to accelerate out of the Ascari chicane, he spun off.
This is quite incredible. David Coulthard, for whatever reason, has blown his chances of winning the Italian Grand Prix before it even starts.
He later said he'd slid on a patch of oil, but whatever the cause, he'd thrown away his big chance of taking that maiden win in the most embarrassing of circumstances, or had he? He managed to get going again and limped back to the pits. But when the race was red flagged after carnage on lap 1, it allowed Coulthard to retake the pole position slot in the spare car. This time he led the field around the formation lap without incident and kept the lead for 13 laps. Though it soon became clear this just wasn't to be Coulthard's day, and he spun out again due to a wheel bearing failure.
Oh, this is not going to be a race that David Coulthard will want to be remembering.
There was a time when the purpose of a Formula One car's steering wheel was simply to steer. But these days, it's the control interface for every function on the car, with buttons, dials and switches galore to adjust everything from brake balance to engine modes and everything in between. It's no wonder these super complex computers can sometimes get a little much for the drivers, as Pastor Maldonado found in first practice for the 2014 Chinese Grand Prix. The Lotus driver got distracted while changing settings and suddenly realized he'd wandered off the track and was heading for the barrier, before lurching back onto the circuit and spinning through 180 degrees.
Yeah, a bit embarrassing. I think he's not going to be looking down his steering wheel during the corners anymore, is he?
Things got worse in second practice when he misjudged his braking point for the pit entry, came in too fast and slammed into the barrier. A day to forget for the Venezuelan. Maldonado is far from the only driver to have suffered an embarrassing crash at the pit lane entry. And in 1995,
Red Sonic was a new crazy guy. Where's Pierre?
was driving in his last race for Williams.
P9, okay.
To McLaren and wanted to go out with a bang. He qualified second on the grid, but jumped teammate Damon Hill at the start to take the lead. It was a brilliant start by DC, who looked in prime position to take his second career victory, until he peeled off the track for his first stop.
Oh, my goodness! David Coulthard smashes himself out of the Australian. I have never seen that before. He comes into the pit lane and into the wall. That will be so embarrassing for him. Well, embarrassing is one word, mortifying is another. A terrible way to finish his Williams career.
His hopes of victory were dashed, and his race was over, all thanks to a momentary lapse in concentration. Nigel Mansell was having a dream race at the 1989 Portuguese Grand Prix at Estoril. Having started third, the Englishman, then racing for Ferrari, managed to pass both Ayrton Senna and Gerhard Berger ahead of him to take the lead of the race in typically aggressive style. So far, so good. But it all went wrong when he came into the pits.
Mansell coming into the pits now, the leader coming into the pits, coming storming in very quickly, clipping those curves. He's really rushing into the pits. Past the McLaren mechanics. Oh, and he locks up his front wheels. He almost runs down the Ferrari mechanics. That's gone all wrong. The mechanics will have to pull him back. But in fact, no. Mansell is reversing back to his pit.
Unfortunately for Mansell, reversing in the pit lane is strictly forbidden on safety grounds, and he was soon shown the black disqualification flag. But apparently, not having seen it, he pressed on and caused a huge controversy as he tried to repass race leader Senna.
Saw the black flag being waved, but Mansell's going through. Nigel Mansell goes through to second place, and Senna moves across him, and they collide. Mansell was going for second place. Senna went across to take his time, and the two of them are out.
I did not see any flag. I was competing for second place. It's as simple as that. If they believe honestly I saw it and ignored it, I will have to consider retiring sooner rather than later from Formula One.
Not Nigel's best day at the office. Crashing an F1 car while right on the edge of grip and performance is one thing, but crashing when running slowly behind a safety car is a nightmare scenario for any F1 driver. But that's exactly what happened to Romain Grosjean at the 2018 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Frenchman was running in an excellent 6th place behind the safety car, which but while weaving towards tyres, Grosjean lost control and slammed into the wall.
Oh, someone's crashed under the safety car. It's the Haas.
They collided. But while weaving to warm his tyres, Grosjean lost control and slammed into the wall.
Oh, someone's crashed under the safety car.
It's the Haas. It's the Haas, and we're just looking at the moment to see who it is.
Grosjean.
And it is Grosjean.
No! What happened?
I think Ericsson hit us.
Replays of the crash showed Sauber's Marcus Ericsson was nowhere near Grosjean at the time, and he had in fact just lost the car all by himself.
I want to apologize to the team. We were doing an amazing race, starting last, running P6. It's very painful for all of us.
Thankfully, Grosjean was later able to see the funny side.
I can't believe that ended up in my mouth. Poor Marcus, I'm very sorry. It wasn't me. I promise it wasn't me. Was it you?
Some of the mistakes we've seen so far ended up costing race wins. But in 1999, Mika Hakkinen made 2 unforced errors that almost cost him a world championship. And they both happened on Italian soil. At May's San Marino Grand Prix, Hakkinen had qualified on pole at Imola and was leading comfortably when on lap 17, this happened.
Finland.
4 months later, Formula One returned to Italy, this time for the Italian Grand Prix itself at Monza, with Hakkinen heading into the weekend a single point ahead of Ferrari's Eddie Irvine at the top of the championship. Hakkinen was very much in enemy territory, but he again led away from pole and settled into a comfortable lead until lap 30, when he selected the wrong gear.
Hakkinen, the race leader! He's out of the race! He's out of the race! Mika Hakkinen retires on lap 30! And this could blow the World Championship wide open! And Mika Hakkinen, after the misery of Belgium, is consumed with rage! And the Tifosi are consumed with delight!
But there was a happy ending, as the Finn shrugged off his Monza disappointment to win the championship with victory in the final race of the year in Japan. Perhaps the most famous unforced error in Formula One history was made by one of the sport's most celebrated drivers, and on the biggest stage of all, the Monaco Grand Prix. Ayrton Senna was a master at Monaco, taking a record 6 wins in the Principality. His dominance of the track was such that between 1987 and 1993, he won every single race there, bar one. And he would have won that too, had it not been for an uncharacteristic lapse from the great Brazilian. Even by Senna's standards, he was on top form from the very beginning of the 1988 race weekend, dominating every practice session and then taking pole by an unbelievable 1.4 seconds from his McLaren teammate Alain Prost, himself no slouch around Monte Carlo. On race day, Senna was in a class of his own and was comfortably leading by some 50 seconds as the race entered its final stages. McLaren boss Ron Dennis got on the radio to tell him to slow down and ensure a safe 1-2 finish for the team. But just moments later, the unthinkable happened.
And that is Senna. Sensation. On lap 67, Ayrton Senna goes out of the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix at the Portier. For the second time this year, Brazilian Ayrton Senna is out of a race.
Senna was so furious with himself, he climbed out of his car and rather than return to the pits, simply walked back to his Monaco apartment, refusing to see or speak to anyone until he reappeared in the McLaren garage later that night. It proved even the very best drivers in the world can make mistakes. Part of the unpredictability that makes Formula One the most exciting sport on the planet.
Okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap.
Hey, Dad, check it out. I've been learning with some guitar now. We know how to play 3 chords. Please, we're gonna do 3 chords. You know there's like a ton of country songs you can play like 3 chords.
Okay.
Was Ferrari's Michael Schumacher doing wearing one of Schumacher's helmets, which he'd borrowed from the German because his own lid was fogging up in the wet conditions.
I just couldn't see. My RI helmet at that time didn't have the double eyes.
Check your LFD for a new strategy option.
The helmet was a lucky charm, as Coulthard brilliantly navigated as one of the most chaotic races ever held on the streets of Monte Carlo.
Oh my goodness!
To seal a 1-2 finish, the second podium of the season, with the team McLaren, on a day when easily just 3 laps and 2 finishing. And had the race not been stopped 3 laps earlier after hitting the 2-hour time limit,
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
one better and taking the victory.
It was a little bit frustrating to find myself behind Panis because I think that we had the pace to win the Grand Prix. Catching is one thing in Monaco, overtaking is another.
New strategy option.
Coulthard was brilliant, and in 2002 there was no stopping the Scottish Highlanders from picking up his second win, perhaps his first triumph.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
After leader Michael Schumacher retired from sanction.
From problems with Michael and with Jarno, but that's Monaco, and I've had my fair share of bad luck over the years, so I'm quite happy to get the win today.
But 2 years later,
Okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap.
On race day, Coulthard reacted fast when the lights went out
Ja, kom.
After some legal wrangling.
Okay, boys. We're back, boys. Because I was aan het eten, sorry. Okay. Waarom is hij zo snel? Allee, kom maar, want wat is dat voor een kankerauto? Godverdomme. Kankerauto dit. Kankerauto dit, jongen. Wat krijg ik ook? Een fucking kankerauto. Kijk, kijk daar. Kankerauto. Let's go.
He stayed with Williams before joining Ron Dennis's team in 1996. If Coulthard's first Formula One victory on home soil, the 1999 British Grand Prix, was helped by Michael Schumacher's heavy crash and Mika Häkkinen's retirement, his follow-up win at Silverstone
no, not here. Play if you're standing. P11, P5.
He feigned right, then swapped sides and swooped around the outside of the Ferrari at Stowe in a stunning overtake. It was a move worthy of a winning drive, which, despite gearbox troubles 15 laps from the flag, was just what Coulthard delivered, his second Silverstone victory in a row. Showed he still had plenty of pace in him yet at the season-opening Australian Grand Prix. One of those all-action races where it's impossible to tell who will come out on top. Coulthard had qualified down in 11th, with Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello knocking out the front row for Ferrari. But a big crash put Barrichello out, while Schumacher had to pit after sustaining damage while battling with Raikkonen, who was himself slowed by a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Amidst the chaos, Coulthard calmly looked after his car and stayed out of trouble to climb up to second place behind Pablo Montoya. But there was a final twist in the tale.
It's back! Montoya's back! Coulthard leads the Grand Prix!
It was a day when a calm head and years of experience proved crucial, as well as raw speed, in what would be Coulthard's last Grand Prix victory. Coulthard's first win came some 8 years earlier, at a track that already held happy memories. DC had scored his first podium finish at Estoril in 1994, and 12 months later, he returned to the Portuguese circuit to clinch his first Formula One victory. Williams had brought an upgraded B-spec, their FW17 chassis to race, and it immediately suited Coulthard, who out-qualified teammate Damon Hill by almost 4/10 of a second to take pole position. And on race day, Coulthard didn't put up with long, leading home the two title contenders Hill and Michael Schumacher to seal his first win in the sport in just his first full season. It was the only win he took from Williams before he made the move to McLaren from 1996. These days,
En dan zijn we jongens. Doei. Kutstream. Oh, de kakstream. Echt 0 viewers in mijn hele stream. Links.